There was a car accident on January 4th, 1985, and I was very badly hurt. My face was blown off my head, and my femur was shattered into hundreds of pieces. Normally, your femoral artery is pierced and you bleed out in 50 seconds. But I lived. After 2 years of surgeries, I kind of set off on this path that I didn't know I was going on at the time, and I was just searching for the meaning of life. In January of 2014, I got this Facebook friend request. I saw the name and I recognized it as the guy in the back seat who I hadn't spoken to in 29 years. And there's a week of my life that I don't remember because they told me, and this was stupid, they told me I endured the most pain knowable to man, having my femur shattered. And I asked Mike if he would be open to having a conversation to help me put some of the pieces together from the week of my life that I don't recall. And he said yes, and it was a Saturday morning, and I called him up, and he told me about his life for the past 29 years. He had married his college sweetheart, and they had 2 kids, and he'd become mayor of his town in New Jersey, and they had just adopted 2 Chinese kids. And I told him about my life and the travels around the world and films I had worked on and things like that. And at the end of the conversation he said, you know, it's always bothered me that we fought not to be in the death seat and I won, and I always have this voice in my head that said it could have been me, you know, that had to go through the 2 years of surgery. So I hung up the phone, and I was riding my Vespa down Colorado. I heard this thing go through my body, and I just I knew what I had to do. I pulled over and I called Mike back and I said, thank you for the conversation we had this morning. And there was one part of it that didn't really resonate with me, so I need to say something to you. I might be saying it more for me than for you, but I need to tell you that it couldn't have been you. It was supposed to be me. And I know that because it was me. And you were supposed to adopt those Chinese kids, and I know that because you adopted them. And obviously, you know, he had basically survivor's guilt. And I had been traveling around the world teaching mindfulness and radical acceptance, the Tower of Brock, and owning your life, and teaching people that our minds were built to create woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't, and all these resentments. And at that point in time, after 29 years, I was ready to say, you know, I'm supposed to have these scars on my face. You know, I'm supposed to have this discomfort in my leg. And until everybody owns every moment of their life, instead of what their mind is built to do, which says, oh, I would have been happier if I went to Yale, or I would have been happier if I married this other person, or I would have been happier if I won the lottery. Those things didn't happen, right? So you have to accept what is. But I do know that walking through the fire means embracing every aspect of your life. And until you do that, you're creating your own suffering. Pain does not cause suffering. It's our intolerance of pain that causes suffering, you know? And as His Shakespeare wrote Hamlet tells Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, there's nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. You know? When His Holiness is asked, who's your greatest teacher? Everyone expects him to say the Buddha. And what does he say? The Chinese, who killed 2 million of his people. That's his greatest teacher. So for me, radical acceptance is understanding that everything that happens is for your growth, for your benefit. I can't make sense of the world if I'm as an atheist. I'm not a religious person at all. I don't proselytize. I don't consider myself a Buddhist. I do not consider myself Jewish. But I need to believe that the things, that the suffering and the beauty and everything in the world is for a reason.